Hi, Pat Weaver. I'm here at Cheap Joe's filming. This particular snippet has to do with painting the shadow shapes and working with a limited palette, 3 colors only. And I'm going to use Ultramarine Blue, Quinacridone Burnt Orange, and I'm going to use Aureolin. These are all American Journey paints, and I enjoy very much working with American Journey. It's a very good quality paint. So, and this is also a direct paint with no drawing. I do a lot of that type of work. So I'm going to take Ultramarine Blue and mix a little bit of Quinacridone Burnt Orange with it and create a nice gray color. I call this a mother color gray, or just a mother color. And I will use it to mix other colors into it to continue to mix other grays. So let me get a nice color going here. That looks pretty good. It's kind of, this is a cool value, cool color. And I'm going to start on the shadow end of this house. And I'm using a 1-inch angular flat. This is a Loew Cornell brush, another 7400 angular series, which I like very much. It's one of my favorite brushes. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to begin to paint the shape of this shadow side of this building. It's an old house, but it's fun to paint. It's got some nice shapes, shadow shapes on it. So I'll just start just like that. That's the end of the house. I'm going to stop and introduce some color into that, maybe a little warm color into it. There's a little brown mixed into it, which is Quinacridone Burnt Orange. And keep in mind that I'm only using three colors here. And I might just use a little just pure ultramarine blue. Across there, come back and put a little darker shadow shape there. I see a nice little shadow shape here, there, and I'm looking at the shape, putting it down. Trying to just stay with these 3 colors. The Quinacridone Burnt Orange represents my red, and the blue is my blue, and the Aureolin is my yellow. So I'm going to take the Aureolin and mix it with a little bit of Quinacridone Burnt Orange, make a roof color, go here, and then I'm going to make it just a little bit redder, go on this side, so it looks kind of like old rusty tin or something. I'm going to come above that. And I'm still using this big brush, this 1-inch angular flat. It's a great brush because you can, if you learn how to manipulate it and use it, it can do all kinds of neat stuff for you. Put that in there like that. Go back and push that a little bit darker. And there's, I'm going to go up underneath here and push darker. And also there's a post on the porch, so I'm going to hang on to that. Go here and throw another shadow shape there. I'm going to come across and introduce another shadow shape here. Put a little more gray into that. That's a little bit too blue. Put a little brown into it. And I'm going to find this roof, a shadow shape here. And now I'm going to go in behind here and introduce some foliage, trees. Gray that down just a little bit. And I'm going to negative paint to find the roof of this house. So I'll come across here like this. And a roof magically appears. There's the other part of it. And then I'm going to push up into that and create some trees. I'm going to take a little bit of this gold color and introduce up in there. Just push the trees. Down in here I don't have to say trees. It's out here on the edges where I say trees, where it looks like a tree. And then I'm going to come over on the other side and introduce another little roof shape back in here. It's going to kind of be off in the shadows, and throw a little bit of a shadow shape down the side there. I'm going to put some windows in and make them very simple. I don't want to make them busy or too important. And I want all my windows to be different. I don't want them to all to look the same. And I just make little shapes with my brush to say windows. You don't have to tell me everything. Like that. And then I'm going to throw this other part of the building back here into shadow also. Like that. And then we'll go back up in there again and create some more trees up behind. Oops, I got into something I didn't want to get into. Now all of this is just background color. And then I'll go right back up into that and create some more foliage. And I'm going to go darker now because I'm going on top of this. So I want to get richer, darker color. And I'm painting wet into wet. All of this is very wet. So now I've got a darker value. Go right in front of that and do some more tree shapes here. I'll reach down there and put some trunks on my tree. Push a few little foliage in there. I'm going to throw a shadow coming off the end of the house here. I'm going to go back up underneath the roof and push a little bit darker there. Maybe put some steps out here, make that window a little darker, put some little windows back in here. And I'll put a few more trees back in there and I'm just about done. So that original color that I put back in there now gives me depth in the painting. And I come back in front of that and put a few more trees in. It's just a quick little study, kind of give me an idea of how I would want to paint this if I wanted to do a bigger painting. And it's also like a warm-up for me. It gets my juices flowing on how I want to paint. And a lot of times when I come in my studio, I will do small little things like this just to kind of get me up and running for the day. Come back in here, behind here, and put something else back out in there. Just kind of slop through that. And we'll put a little bit of foliage or something out here in front of this. And maybe we'll put some kind of little walkway or something to get you up to the house. And I'm going to throw a little bit of a shadow on this roof. I have my light coming to the front of the house, so I want to throw this into shadow here. Like that. And maybe push a little bit of this back in here just a little bit darker. So it's sitting on some little pilings. I guess that's what they're called. And I want to go up just a little bit darker right up next to the house where I'll put that shadow there. Push that just a little bit darker. And I'm going to put a window down here and a door and a window here. All the steps. And I think I would probably call this done. It's just a quick little thing just to show you quickly how to paint shadow shapes. And I left a lot of white paper, and all I had to do was paint the shadow shapes. In watercolor, that's what you do because the white of the paper is the light of the paper. And anything that is lighter than a number 4 on a value scale, in other words, a 3 and a 2, I consider that white paper. So usually I start painting with about a 4 or 5 value on white paper, which gives me contrast right away. So there's your limited palette, a quick little study of a landscape hanging on to a lot of white paper. Hope you enjoyed this one and try it. It's a lot of fun. And try painting with an angular flat direct with no drawing. See how you do with that. Thanks so much, and come join us again.